Welcome to another episode of Debate That, where we discuss social issues, pop culture, relationships, and much, much more. My name is Jay.
And I'm Nay.
And I'm Sean.
All right, Nostradamus, what we got for today?
Today's topic is, are there gender roles in a relationship? And what are they?
So, gender roles, I'm gonna say yes, there are gender roles in relationships. There has to be gender roles because I can't have no child. So that's a woman's role to do, I guess. Does that even make sense?
That makes sense.
So
is that a role though? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm thinking. Is it even a role? But listen,
it's like by default.
I don't want to do it.
But it's like by default though. Like you can't, even if you wanted to.
Well, it is the role. Okay, men can't have kids. Women have kids. So that would be a woman's role. If because birthing a child, I can't do it. That's a you thing.
So I think the role for that would probably be how a mother raised a kid versus how a father raised a kid.
Yeah, because I don't know if actually carrying the kid and having the kid is a role.
Well, what is it? Well, like, what is it then? Because it's something only women can do.
But you're saying the role. I mean, what kind of role are we talking about? Because that could be anything. So if you're talking about roles, in as far as you're not expecting your, like, say, your wife to go outside and change a tire, you know what I mean? Or
that's what I think of a role.
You know what I mean? You're not expecting her to really. I mean, yeah, taking out the trash ain't a hard job, but you're not expecting her to really have to do it. You know what I mean? So when you talk about roles, I think it's more so on the aspect of, I mean, we know the things that men can't do and women can't do, you know, amongst each other based off of, you know, your XY chromosomes. But
right
overall, you know what I mean? Hey, there are roles. It's things that I'm sure you're not expecting, like, say, your wife to do that, you know, you should do. You know what I mean?
Well, here's how I see it. Like the roles are something that should be discussed before you get into the relationship or when you get in a relationship, however you do it. But it should be something that's discussed because at the end of the day, there should be some accountability. You can't be like, I don't believe in the 50-50 at all. I'm going to give 100% of what I got going. She gives 100% of what she has going.
Agreed.
And that's why I feel like roles work. At the end of the day, when I go to a restaurant, right, and I sit down to eat, it's my role to be a patron, right? I'm supposed to be there to order my food and eat. That's my role. I'm not going to get up and go over to the waiter, be like, yo, I got this, and take my own order and take it to the back and give it to them and be like, yeah, make this. That's not my role. If I'm sitting in the passenger seat, I got a role. There's roles in everything. So
for me, I agree. I think that to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, Jay, it also depends on a person's strength. So if a husband is a stronger cook than a wife is, then he takes on that role where he's cooking for the family, and vice versa. Or if the wife is stronger cleaner in the household, then she can take on that role. I really think that it depends on
the person,
the relationship, the partnership between female and male.
Yeah, what about this? Like in my relationship, in my marriage, I look at it like this. Because my wife is married to me, there's benefits that come with that. And there's certain things that I'm just going to make sure it's taken care of, and I'm just make sure those things are done and make sure she has certain things because that's a benefit of being married to me. And it's the same thing with my friends. If you're a friend of mine, there's benefits of being my friend. So, I mean, for me, that's what I bring into the table. Like, I don't know if dudes are threatened by certain things that women can do or whatever, but shoot, I know what I bring to the table and I just come with that. That's my role.
I also think that it's okay for roles to be shared. Like, why not? If I see the trash is full and the trash needs to be taken out, I'm not gonna wait. Like, I don't have to wait for my man to take out the trash. I can take out the trash.
Great.
What about?
But then at the same time, what? Say it again.
It's kind of like what at 50-50. As long, like, if it's my job to take out the trash and you take out the trash, cool. But my expectation is not for you to take out the trash. Because I can't be like, well, you didn't see the trash full. Like, is that expectation? And I'm going to do that because I don't have any issues.
See, you just said it right there. That's how roles, I think, sometimes in relationships are created because people begin to start having these expectations on their partners. Oh, well, you ain't cook. I came home from work and you ain't cook.
So there is an expectation on the flip side. I work
too. Why you ain't cook?
There's an expectation on the other side. Here's what I'm saying. We may be saying the same thing. If the trash is full, right?
I was agreeing with you, bruh.
I'm just trying to make sure. That's why I said I think we're saying the same thing. Because I like to go to the accountability thing, man. Like there ain't no well, you should have did it like you just said.
Yeah, no.
Because as long as I know that it's my job to take out the trash, then I need to be taking out the trash.
Right. But if you was busy in the office doing something else and I seen the trash is full, I'm gonna take out the trash.
But that's when that teamwork and partnership come into play, like you were saying there.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just depends on that partnership.
But you can't discount if a person don't do it.
No, you can't. Because at the end of the day, I mean, is your like. Obviously, if you're married,
comes in that too. So, okay, so this just came on my brain since we talked
about it out.
All right, so listen, right? Say, your spouses, all of a sudden they've been taking out the trash. Years upon years, y'all been married, and they've been taking out the trash, and then all of a sudden, for a week straight, you notice, they ain't taking out the trash no more. What happened? Then what?
You go and you tell them
take out the trash. Okay, but here. See, this is the human race. Damn, like I'm gonna play. Dang, I'm gonna play against y'all dudes. Like, dang, he was taking out trash while all of a sudden he ain't take out the trash. I watched this trash sit down here for a week straight, and the trash ain't taken out. So I'm gonna take out this trash, and then the following week. This nigga ain't take out the trash again? Like, what? Like, is it my job now to take out the trash? For 10 years, I didn't take out the trash. That's what I was talking about with expectations.
But as long, for me, I like things to be defined, right? So if that person isn't taking out the trash and that was their thing to take out the trash, then I would go to them and be like, yo, did we not agree that you said you were taking out the trash?
I didn't agree to that. I just been doing it too long.
Well, if I agreed to it, that's what I was saying. You got to define this stuff. Like trash seems so small, but I know people have gotten upset about why do I always will have to wash the dishes?
Right.
And it's small stuff, but if it was spoken about and said, well, on these days, I'm going to do this. And it sounds so crazy, maybe, but it just keeps down the issues.
So
you know that it's this person's day to do this and it's my day to do this. So I'm going to take care of this and this person take care of that. And even if you're tired or whatever, you do it. Now, if the other person decides to do it, pat them on the back or whatever, but don't expect that to happen all the time.
Right.
Nostradamus, what you think? You want to interject?
I mean, I believe in gender roles. At the end of the day, I tell my lady, the outside is my castle, the inside is your castle. So I don't expect for her to do anything outside. If she chooses to, that's on her. But at the end of the day, she shouldn't expect me to do anything inside either.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from that. Because like on the inside of this house, I could care less about what happens on the inside of this house. as long when my wife says she want this done or that done, then I go do that. But other than that, I live in a box, bro. I really don't care. But all of this is really it's for her and what she wants. So when she was like she want a big house, listen, I'm not cleaning a big house. Like if you're okay with cleaning a big house, by all means, but I don't want no parts of that. So I'm kind of with you on that one. Nostradamus, like on the inside, man, that's her.
No, but when you define these roles with your partner, right? What happens if they don't complete those roles? I mean, you touched on the fact like if you see the trash need to be taken out and you take it out, and the next week he doesn't take it out, and you're like, what is going on? Like, what do you do at that point? Because the role has clearly been defined. Whether
communication.
Yo,
you said what?
You got to communicate.
They got to step it up. If they agree to that, that's theirs. Like, because then what does that stop? So if they decide not to do that, then where does that stop? So the next thing is, I'm not doing the next thing. Then I'm not doing the next thing. Then at some point, somebody's getting frustrated because they're going to feel like they're taking on most of the work.
I mean, with me, I'm like you now. I mean, most of my stuff happened on the outside. Like, I don't expect my wife to clean her car. You know what I mean? I do that. I mean, I don't expect her to come out here and cut the grass. She's just now started wanting to come out here and call herself having the green thumb. You know what I mean? To really get into this whole planning and wanting to cut the grass. So at that point, now it's like crossing over to where it's like, okay, well, usually that's my domain, but I'm not going to tell you, nah, you can't come out here and cut the grass. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if it's dishes in the sink, I mean, at the end of the day, we all live in the same house. So if I end up having to clean them, oh, well. But I'm curious to see how you look at that situation, because like you said, if your castle is outside, which mine is technically as well, but if your wife say, you know what, I want to come out here and cut the grass, I need some exercise, you going to kick her back to the house? Nah, you can't come out here and cut the grass.
Oh, I believe in the whole equality thing. You could come outside, and you should come outside if that's what you choose to do. But I didn't ask for you to come outside. So don't ask for me to help you inside. That's a choice that I need to make on my own.
Hey, man, I feel you.
Whoa. You hear that, Nate? Right now.
Man, hey, Nate.
Yeah, you cold-blooded, bro.
I feel him. Look, I don't expect my wife to come outside and help me with anything, man. If she wants to, fine. If she doesn't, fine. I come inside and I help with stuff inside as well. But it's hot out there, and I really don't.
But I feel the same way. I'm with you, Jay. I don't expect it, but if they come out, I'm not about to sit there. I'm not going to turn you away and be like, nah, you need to go back in the house, because I ain't going to touch that laundry. You know what I mean? Don't be expecting me to come in and touch laundry when you come when I come in the house. You know what I mean? Nah.
Well, that's the thing, the expectations, but, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Nostradamus, you're not touching anything in the house?
Don't do it to him, Nate.
No, I didn't say that. I just said you shouldn't expect for me to do something that I don't expect for you to do.
Okay. Expectations, I definitely think that expectations shouldn't be there. But like I said, from the beginning, when it comes to gender roles, I think by nature of a male and female, y'all dudes are going to do the heavier stuff. Y'all dudes are going to do the outside stuff. That's just by human nature of female and male. Me, I love cooking. I'm a clean freak, so I'm cleaning all the time. Like by nature, I'm going to do the inside of the house things more than my man. By nature, yes. You shouldn't expect your significant other to take on that role, because by nature, like I said, I do think though, in relationships, those roles can be flip-flopped. I also believe that healthy relationships come with interchanging some of those roles, because Y'all dudes get tired, us women get tired. Like I said, if I see the trash full, why not take it out? If you see that the dishes are full and I'm taking care of the kids and I haven't gotten a chance to wash the dishes yet, you could wash the dishes.
Coming from a man, there's just certain things as a man, I just don't, unless my wife chooses to do it, I just don't want her to do it. I don't want her to be outside fixing gates, fixing certain things. I just don't want her to do that. Now, if she chooses to go out there and fix the gate, fine. But I don't want her out there doing that in the heat or whatever. I'm gonna take care of that. That's a benefit.
So you ain't gonna let her change the carburetor?
Benefit. What happened, Sean?
So you ain't gonna let her change the carburetor?
Nah, bro.
I mean, I feel the same way. I feel like I'm gonna clean the bathroom better than you are. So please just let me clean the bathroom.
I'm
gonna clean this bathroom squeaky clean. You gonna spritz and wipe and walk out. Like, no, I need to be using bleach and scrubbing and the whole works. So let me just do that.
So I moved that way though too, Ned. You know what I mean? Where when I clean,
all right.
I can clean.
So say I do have a significant other that's a clean freak just like me, and he loves scrubbing things down and the bleach and the whole works. Then we can get in this together. How about you take this today, and then I take this part of the cleaning today.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, you take the bathrooms, I take the the vacuum and all other stuff, whatever.
Exactly. For me, I love like I said, I'm a clean freak, but I hate doing floors. Yo, babe, you want to catch these floors for me? I clean every toilet, every sink, every mirror, everything. Just catch these floors and these baseboards, and we Gucci.
So what about
that's me though? I hate folding clothes. I won't fold no clothes.
I got you, boy. I'm folding clothes.
I'll wash clothes. I'll iron clothes. Believe it or not, I take passion in my ironing. So at the end of the day, that's like I said, when it comes to that folding, no, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, so in that case, your wife would say, well, all right, babe, you go ahead and just separate these out, throw them in the washer for me, back to back. I got you on the folding. Bam. The job is done.
Well, I got a question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think there are gender roles in some things. I guess we're not calling it gender roles. Like we back to the pregnancy thing. Only women can do that, right?
Uh-huh.
What about this?
Okay.
Men in those situations when you're with your family are natural protectors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just being a natural protector is you. As a man, I want to protect my family, right? So if we're out and you hear gunshots, naturally, a woman is going to run to kids. Yep. They're going to run to their kids and make sure their kids are okay. Mm-hmm. Naturally, either the guy is going to want to eliminate the threat, or what a threat is, he wants to protect his family. So he's going to run to try to protect the woman and the kids. Mm-hmm. That's instinctual. Does that not make sense? So is that not a role as a protector?
It's natural, but I think it all depends on where you come from too, though. Because nowadays I done seen women who are into cars more than men. Where, like I said, a woman to go in there and change a whole carburetor and whatever else might be wrong with the damn car. You know what I mean? A woman to get out here, like I said, they're single. They're kind of forced into, doing the other stuff around the house, yard work, the inside stuff, maybe some of the heavier things that wouldn't normally happen. Some of them have had that. They had to embrace it, due to the activity. So I agree. There are roles, but like I said, it all depends on the individual, like Nate said, because some people, some couples, some individuals, depending on, how they are, what type of person they are. If they're into that type of stuff and they're willing, to try and to do different things because they don't want to depend on nobody, it's out there, And it's not a knock to say, oh, well, it's a role. Now, I would be curious to know how would that person adjust, say they get into a relationship and have to adjust into, the dude wants to fix the car. You know what I mean?
You got to back up.
Yeah, you used to doing it. You know what I mean? You used to doing everything. So I'm curious to know how a person like that would have to adjust, and would they be comfortable adjusting, saying, you know what? Yeah, I let him go ahead and change the oil and the brakes on the car when they normally are the ones known to do it. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's like when you get into relationships, man, it's if you get into a relationship and one person needs the other person, that's a bad situation. Like it shouldn't be it should be interdependence when you're entering that situation where I don't need you, you don't need me, but together this thing is a bit easier. So that's when it comes down to the roles and define what's what. So then I can step into this arena and now take care of this, and this person steps into this arena and takes care of that. And then you don't have the confusion on what this person is supposed to do or what this person is supposed to do because of expectations that as clearly haven't been defined.
So let's just say something real quick, because I had to experience something like that, for an example, and not to take anything away from me. I mean, I give myself props on how I move, as a father and stuff like that, as a husband. But it was one stint where my wife was supposed to go, like she has these work events every year, they little quarterly things, whatever they do. So during school time, she's usually the one to get up, you know what I mean? And there's basically, I would say it almost seemed like rules, because at this point, I would be the one at night to say, you know what, let me, she pick out the clothes, lay them out for the kids, whatever, or even for herself. I come upstairs, I iron them, you know what I mean? So everybody ready to go in the morning, iron my stuff. She comes down in the morning, she fixed them breakfast, pack their lunch for school and stuff like that. And then she did, of course, drop them off for school. Now, I did go in kind of like a panic because I was like, oh, shoot, she about to go to one of these events. How am I going to manage this thing? You know what I mean? Where I got to get up earlier now, you know what I mean, to make sure I get myself ready in time, get the kids ready in time, feed them breakfast, make their lunch for school. And just so happened, COVID happened. And I didn't have to do ish. So it was a breath of fresh air.
Lord.
You were over there like,
Lord.
Straight up in my mind, I was preparing. I was trying to figure it out, and it was frustrating me because I'm like, some responsibilities like that, unless you're really forced into doing it, like how I'm saying, he ain't really trying to mess with nothing in the inside because he ain't asked you to come outside. You have the right to come outside, but I ain't asked you to come outside. Your wife want a big house. Hey, don't expect me to be cleaning this big house like that, this, that, whatever. You know what I mean? But it really put things in perspective at that point when you see that, how it does work as a team. And when you look at those different roles, you know what I mean? Because even with you, Jay, I did see you at a point when you were the one getting home, like you said earlier, and you had to make sure, dinner and stuff was, out there for you and the kids and stuff, whether you cooking ahead of time and putting it away. So when you get home, everything in order, you know what I mean? So it's a different ball game.
Well, I gotta know that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
I was gonna say, because your question is still kind of strolling through my brain about the whole protection thing. Again, like it's kind of like that whole mother having babies thing. In my head, I can't put it in the category as roles. I think it's just something automatic by nature.
That's a role.
I don't know why. I just I really cannot. I don't give it that definition.
Not if she from the hood, Jay. If she about that life, you might be the one running and ducking. You might be the one running.
Okay, so yes, for me, I would prefer. I'm more attracted to a man that is going to, by nature, want to protect me. I need a man that's going to be a little tougher than me. And I could be a little hood around the edges, but like I need for you, I need for you to be like, I need to sleep not closest to the door. I need for you to sleep closer to the door in case somebody coming in my house and popping off. You gonna get at them first, and I'm gonna be behind you with the Glock cocked ready. But I'm behind you.
Because at the end of the day, I think that the protection and all that, dude really wants
to protect his. Is that a role?
To me, it's a role. Like, why wouldn't it be a role? Are we talking about all this equality stuff going on? That's fine. I mean, that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my.
I just feel like that's my nature. That's just nature.
But it's a role. It's just it's something that's done naturally, though.
I mean, I guess.
At the end of the day,
I don't know.
I think for the most part, women are more nurturing and men are more protectors.
By nature.
You know, when something happens and women go care for their children. By nature, it's by nature.
Definition of a role. I
would say it's a role, but it's a natural adopted role that's already instilled in individuals. I mean, when you look at, when you look at past, men were always the one, who were more barbaric, who, protected their land, and women tended the land, they cared for their land to make sure it was upkept, where men had to protect it. So they are roles for sure, but it's just a matter of how you define those roles.
Okay.
But I wanted to switch topics and just kind of, talk about how interchangeable the roles are, because, you guys mentioned that everybody should be able to do everything, but how much do you cross train? Because I've know some instances where like the man handled all the finances in the household and then the man died. And now the woman doesn't know how to handle the finances. So how do you guys feel about cross-training on the roles and how much of it get cross-trained?
You have to. I talk to my wife about that all the time. It's, I'm going to take care of X, Y, and Z, but I'm cool. Like, I remember a time when I had to come home and take care, because why? Because she's trying to get a degree to be a nurse practitioner, right? So while she's trying to do that, I got to pick up more over here, and I'm fine with that in order for her to reach her goal. If that's something that she wants to do, then let me go over here and take care of X, Y, and Z so she can handle that, because my time is coming where I'm going to need her to pick up a little bit more. But true. I had no problem with that. Come home, do X, Y, and Z. As long as you are doing what you said you're going to do, school, study, just make that happen, and I'm going to handle this over here. And to Nam's point, I think it should be changed. And you said that as well, Nay. It should be changed, and people should understand. You may not have to do it, but understand what's going on over here. Because you got to take care of it.
Because if you go to a mechanic shop, for an example, a woman pulling up to that same mechanic and you pulling up after, it's a whole total different experience. Yeah. So if you educate the woman on, look, this is what you need to know, this is what you need to look out for. You know what I mean? I have people I know who, the car started acting up. No, a woman clearly didn't know what's going on with the car, but then they get in there and they like, oh, why you didn't tell me the car was doing this, doing that, doing that? But clearly the woman was not educated enough to know, well, I'm looking out for this noise, that noise, this and that. I'm just jumping in and start up and drive. You know what I mean? So I used to tell my homeboy, you can't be mad at her over something like that if you ain't tell her or teach her what to look out for. You know what I mean? And you hop in there and now all of a sudden the car got issues and you like, oh, why you didn't tell me? Is it her fault? Would you say she had an issue? You know what I mean? Did she know the car had an issue?
Maybe she ain't know, but
exactly.
She has to be taught to.
But that's that cross training
and understand what's going on.
You got to cross it.
You do have to cross train. I think that's important. But also, me personally, I would rather my wife talk. Like when we go to a mechanic shop or something, I would rather her talk. To me, I look at my family as a brand. Like my last name comes before me. So I'm trying to make it where my last name, when people hear that, they know that we mean business here, or they know what's happening with my family, our history. There it is. They know our family's history and what we got going on. I want somebody to hear my last name and be like, "Oh, you're such and such son." Come on, that's where I'm at. And then my wife being able to go in situations and handle it, and I don't have to say nothing. Come on, man. I'm with that. That's power to me. You can't go to her and figure that you're gonna say something to her and then it'll mess up the whole thing. Nah, man, she's stronger, if not she's just as strong, if not stronger than I am in those situations, and be able to handle it. That's where I want her at.
I agree 1,000%.
So what about relationships that don't have any roles? Do you think those relationships can still work, or do you guys think there should be defined roles for a relationship to work?
If you were at a job and there were no defined roles,
yeah, that's not gonna work. It's gonna be disorganized.
Those things.
Everything we do in life got a role. You go to the NBA, there's 5 positions on the floor. You got a role to play. You got a role sitting on that bench. You know what I mean? Everything we do, you got a role. You know what I mean? How important is that role? It just depends on the actual role. But for the most part, yeah, I think it'll be chaos.
Well, here's something.
But it's going to be chaos a little bit.
Sometimes I think people take these roles as menial, right? Just they don't mean anything. But just because when I go to work, I'm going to work and I'm going to make an impact on the culture. And when I'm there, you're going to see a change. When I'm not there, you're going to see it be different because I'm not there. Just because I'm not the boss or just because I'm not the CEO, whatever, doesn't mean that I can't impact change or I can't impact the culture.
That's right.
So whatever you do, like whatever role it is, just do it to the best of your ability. Because I guarantee you, even the smallest thing you disappear, you notice.
So would roles change throughout a relationship?
Yeah, because people change.
This depends on the situation, depends on the communication. You know what I mean? It just depends. I mean, you might become more of one. Like you said, if Nay, like she said, she likes cleaning and she'll clean to the T. She hates floors. But if that person matches that same energy and likes to do the same things, you know what I mean? At that point, what's the role? It wouldn't matter whether he inside, outside, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I say, you sharing the task, you become more of a team at that point.
No,
that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you don't believe in 50-50, you believe in 100-100. I'm the same way. So I think that as individuals, you give it 100 in every area, everything should work out. Everything should flow.
So at the end of the day, man, I think it comes down to communicating what the roles are, communicating doing the roles, and then you can have the expectation because then you can hold people accountable for whatever it is that they said they were going to do. And that sets the expectation rather than the expectation that's made just by one person. And then I think that gets rid of the chaos or whatever that may be going on. So I think the roles are needed at the end of the day. Final thoughts?
Communicate. Don't expect. Enjoy your placement.
Yeah.
That's my final.
I mean, try to work harder on being a team. Look for a team player. You know what I mean? Don't limit yourself in either role. You know what I mean? Be open to all roles because at the end of the day, that's what helps the cross training. And I mean, it's only going to lead to a better relationship at that point.
Right.
Nostradamus, you got anything?
Yeah. In terms of it being gender roles, I don't think gender roles necessarily exist in today's present time. Although I do believe in the whole equality thing, that men and women can and should do the same thing, I think roles should be defined by the couple and what they like and don't like, and work towards the things they do like.
There it is.
There we go.
Go ahead, Jay.
Thanks, guys, so much for joining us in another episode of Debate That, where we discuss gender roles today. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, make sure you share too. Make sure you share. Thanks so much, guys. Go home and debate that. Bye.
See, I had a vision, young adolescent with no pot to piss in, to beat the system and to feed the mission. You ain't gotta see for your ears to listen, just pure ambition to come where I'm from. Feel a weight by the ton to do what has never been done, need a whole lot of hope. Mixed with some patience, cause struggle's no joke. I seen a whole lot of downs. Weight of the world on my shoulders, real talk, that's a whole lot of pounds. So I dealing with rapping, and you can tell that I'm passionate, and everything that I do is on purpose, there is no accident. So this one's for the culture. I got my eyes on a kid with the gun in the holster. Got me screaming, don't do it. Don't do it. You lose when you aim and you shoot it. Don't shoot it. Both sides, watch mama cry. Family hurting cause you could've died. Brother locked up, emotions down. Rather you dead than 6 feet underground. I swear, for real, that I'm my brother's keeper. Go to hell and back to reach ya, cause life's your biggest teacher. I swear, yeah. I see both sides, watch mama cry. Family hurting cause you could've died. We just need a little bit of hope, yeah. This one's for the culture, yeah. We just need a little bit of hope, yeah. This one's for the culture, yeah. We just need a little bit of hope, yeah. This one's for the culture, yeah. We just need a little bit of hope, yeah. This one's for the culture, yeah.